Hi, what's up, y'all? It's popping in today about to react to this vid by Sloan. It's titled Exposing the Dark Truth About Yachting, Celebrities Pimped Out by Evil Elites. I reacted to a video about this in the past, but I guess he's going deeper in depth in this particular video, and Sky Jackson is in the thumbnail. So if she was on one of these yachts, that's wild. This is a sick situation. Let's see what's going on. Let's watch.
A-list stars such as Bella Hadid, Hailey Bieber, Meghan Markle, and Kendall and Kylie Jenner get involved with
Meghan
yachting.
This model
Markle.
slash celebrity offspring agreed to go yachting and had a massive shopping spree.
Meghan Markle as a yacht girl.
Sky Jackson has been yachting since she was a young teen.
I have never, ever in my life yachted or have done anything sexually for money.
Models and actresses like Emily Ratajkowski, Sky Jackson, and Hailey Bieber all climbed their way up the ladder through yachting, essentially going to rich men, hanging out with them for cash, and fulfilling their every request, even if they don't want to. We're exposing the dark side of yachting, so let's get into it.
Yikes!
There's a topic in the entertainment industry we don't talk about enough, and that is yachting. Yachting is something that people like Emily Ratajkowski and Sky Jackson have been accused of doing. And essentially it's when someone in the entertainment industry or looped up into Hollywood goes yachting, like not actually yachting, but sometimes yachting, with a very rich person to make money. By definition, yachting is the use of a recreational boat or ship, but in Hollywood, yachting means something entirely different. Yachting in dark Hollywood is when a celebrity, often a female entertainer, goes on these lavish yachts that are provided by billionaires, industry executives, and so on, and basically sleep around for a huge sum of money. And we're talking about like 6 figures a night, which I remember a former Real Housewife did a book, I believe, that it was wrapped up in some yachting. We've talked about this in a previous video. It's almost like they create catalogs for these billionaires and these executives to look through and to have their pick. Yachting is one of the entertainment industry's biggest open secrets, with A-list stars including models, actors, and royalty being rumored to be involved. While yachting, these women gain access to exclusive surroundings and social notoriety. And, they're with these wealthy, famous men, so they're kind of climbing the ladder. But one person explains that women are often recruited by their co-stars or other yachting girls, and they usually take the work believing it's a modeling or acting job. But in reality, what appears to getting paid to party and being pictured with wealthy businessmen actually blurs the line between perfectly legal and mutually beneficial relationships to essentially human trafficking. It's like, okay, yeah, maybe some of these ladies want to be with these men and, get this money, but also at the same time, they're essentially selling themselves to them. And if some people thought this was an acting gig or a modeling gig going into it, that's extremely problematic. The term yachting gained media traction back in 2013 when the Hollywood Reporter published an investigation into the culture at the Cannes Film Festival, claiming models and some Hollywood actors swarmed the hotels and yacht parties. Women installed on yachts in Cannes during the film festival are called yacht girls, and the line between professional prostitutes and B or C list Hollywood actresses and models who accept payment for sex with richer older men sometimes are very blurred. And it's interesting the term came from the Cannes Film Festival, because I've always felt like it's very exclusive, it's very pretentious, and it makes sense that these women are going there to essentially scout for their next job.
With A-list stars such as Bella Hadid, Hailey Bieber, Meghan Markle, and Kendall and Kylie Jenner being involved with yachting. From the surface, it looks like a fun way for women to progress their careers while making money just by partying on a private yacht. In exchange for their company, these women receive gifts, paid trips, and even money. And the amount of these gifts they receive at the end of the trip are dependent on the amount of favors that they do for these men. And I think you know what I mean when I say favors. Now, yachting is a frighteningly common way that many young up-and-coming actresses and models get their careers off the ground. And the whole thing's just grotesque, and it makes you realize that there's just way too many sick, twisted people in power. But ultimately, in most cases, the yachting lifestyle is a choice made by consenting adults. It's an intriguing world where wealth and glamour intersect. But as with all things, it's important to remember that all that glitters isn't always gold.
Now, because this phenomenon has been investigated, there are people who have shared their stories. Like this person named Ellie, who actually ran a modeling agency before, and she says you'd recognize more than just a few names from Hollywood in this scene. She actually claims a lot of actresses who made bad career choices will go to Cannes and will work essentially as prostitutes. But Ellie isn't innocent either. She's been convicted of supplying more than 50 women of various nationalities to rich Middle Eastern clients during this festival. While yachting may be considered an open secret by some within the entertainment industry, it's still hard to get people to talk about it. They say that yachting is often displayed at events like Cannes, but you might see people on the red carpet and have no idea who they are, but there's a reason why they're being elevated. They're being seen, but so is the person who invited them there. Emily Ratajkowski is a very popular model who was involved in the yachting scene, and she's even admitted that she was paid $25,000 at the beginning of her career just to go to the Super Bowl with a financer, Joe Lowe, who actually has gone to prison for his crimes. He just liked to have famous men and women around him. In 2017, Emily posted a video on Instagram potentially outing Bella Hadid and Hailey Bieber as yacht girls as they danced aboard a yacht during that year's Cannes Film Festival. In an interview, Emily has shared that she was on the clock and was unaware of what was expected of her during her date and her time yachting. She told the paper that she'd been unsure of why she was there and how long she had to stay and who her agent had to check in with at the end of the night to find out whether she can leave. It sounds like she's being pimped out, but Emily also describes from the age of 19, she'd be invited to restaurants by a club promoter whose job it was to bring attractive women together. Quote, I'd only spend a handful of nights in the club, but I knew that I didn't particularly enjoy them. I didn't like the music they played or how drinks spilled on my legs or how someone was always groping me. In one instance, she recounts being taken on an all-expense-paid luxury trip to Coachella with 14 other young models. Describing a conversation while there, she said a tall model with thick black hair and a nasally voice came up to me and said, so you know the big bald one is like a prince, right? His mom is super famous, obviously, but yeah, I've heard of him and his fiance like to have 3, so they're always looking for girls for those.
See if you can guess which Victoria's Secret supermodel Emily Ratajkowski kind of accuses of being a yacht girl in her book, My Body. Clue 1 is that in 2014, Emily Ratajkowski was paid $25,000 by a Malaysian billionaire to go to the Super Bowl. On the bus for the Super Bowl was this former famous Victoria's Secret supermodel, so she was a model and done with by the time 2014 came. Clue 2 is this line from when Emily Ratajkowski left the party with the billionaire. She says, now she, the supermodel, kept her eyes locked on him as he took his shot, throwing her head back dramatically as he did, only to quickly toss the alcohol over her shoulder. When he faced her again, her eyes sparkled and the famous dimples appeared on her cheeks. Damn, I thought, what a maneuver. Clue 3 is that the famous Victoria's Secret model eventually married a billionaire tech giant.
So Emily has opened up about some of her experience, but it's still a big secret and looked down on because, you know, people are now talking about the the exploitation and how society is putting these young women out there doing exactly what we all hate that society does to women, like just objectifying them. Misogyny, fear, grooming, and shame force many victims to remain silent, particularly when there's a power dynamic in these cases and the very wealthy. So, I mean, if they're going out and getting paid $25,000 for one date, do you really think they could afford to stand up for themselves? Women need to be more aware that this is happening. Social media feeds into this and people don't realize this lifestyle they're promoting. Every story I've heard about yachting is negative. Every girl has some kind of trauma after. Yachting is kind of like a general term, but there are some moments where it does involve a yacht. And you can look at Jeffrey Epstein and his yacht, which is called the Dancing Hare, which is about $15 million. So you know he did some yachting on his yacht while yachting. This seems to be very common between models and actresses, and specifically actresses. And actually recently we had the actor strike, we had the writing strike, and a lot of people felt like yachting became more popular because now these actresses are out of work and they've got more free time.
Yachting season is almost over, so many actresses, emphasis on the part of that, are worried about the strike since most won't return to their prospective roles for now. We heard through the grapevine that there's a new madam in Tinseltown. I know who it is, but you guys have to guess. Assisting those celebs in connecting with sugar daddies around the globe until they can get back to work in Hollyweird. Those celebs consider themselves too good for OF or tiki-taka. The list includes, of course, most of the celebs we see parading their immaculate slim figures in the Daily Mail or People magazine. If you know, you know. They are pretty consistent and excellent hustlers. The only celebs who didn't make it to the list are already married to Hollywood directors, billionaires who love to fly out to space, or are over 31 years old. Any single celeb above that age and still posing for multiple pics on a weekly basis without having a real job, well, those are the madam's assistants. If you know, you know.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the biggest celebrities have been wrapped up in this. I mean, years ago, there was a source that claimed that Ariana reportedly canceled some career gig to go on a yacht because it would have paid more than that career gig would have. Which is kind of like a business move. I mean, that sounds like a good business move in my opinion, but there was one big trip, I guess, back that Selena took in 2014 with Kendall Jenner, Gigi Hadid, all these different people, and a lot of people assumed that this was a yachting trip because they were all in Dubai, which it seems to be very popular over there. This person tweeted, if we're going to talk about Dubai and Kendall, Gigi, and Selena, I don't think you want me to bring up the real reason they were all there. Yachting, all sleeping with powerful and rich men for tens of thousands of dollars.
Wait, when was this? Because it's like tens of thousands of dollars. Is that enough to make them want to yacht and fuck crusty old men? Because that's not that much money. 20, 30, 40K, that's not that much money to them at the height of their career, especially Selena. That was only 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure she was doing really well financially back then. So it's like, and then even Kendall, what the fuck? Kendall is rich as hell. So maybe they were yachting, or maybe they were just hanging out with people on a yacht. And because some of these women do have powerful, rich friends who have yachts and invite them strictly on some cool shit. Like, hey, y'all cool. We know y'all. Let's party together type shit. And then you go on about your business after. So I don't think this is enough evidence, especially for them. Like, they're very high profile women, and I wouldn't think that they would do it for tens of thousands. But maybe they was getting more. If it was like in the hundreds of thousands, then maybe that's a different story. But tens of thousands is like, that's not that much.
Now, we don't have specifics on this trip back in 2014, but this article writes, I don't know what the arrangement was, but to my knowledge, it was a trip reportedly funded by powerful executives in Dubai who flew them out and showed the girls a good time. As I mentioned earlier, we saw that clip of Emily and Hailey Bieber hanging out on a yacht back in the Cannes Festival, and there have been some other rumors that Hailey Bieber, before becoming Justin Bieber's wife, was one of those yacht girls, which she kind of fits into that mold that I would believe it.
This is an old blind item from 2017 about Hailey Baldwin. This model/celebrity offspring agreed to go yachting and had a massive shopping spree with an advance fee paid for. I bet her dad would have loved that $25K to go to some bills rather than shopping. I guess before she was with Justin.
Another person I wouldn't be surprised to hear them yachting would be Meghan Markle. We haven't really gotten into the royals on this channel. If you guys want me to, we will go there. But Meghan Markle has been accused of being a former yacht girl. They're also claiming that she could have spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before meeting Prince Harry. Meghan was invited to join a yacht week in Croatia in 2016, which suggests that she may have been involved in trafficking but never responded, and it was later revealed that she had been visiting Croatia 2 years prior. A Toronto native claims that Meghan was in fact one of these yacht girls. There's evidence that suggests that she went on Epstein's yacht at the same time as Prince Andrew, which is why Virginia Roberts' lawyers wanted to subpoena her. Now, we're going to do a video on some of the Epstein revelations, but this person tweeted, if you see B-list actresses post clad photos of themselves on social media, this is often a way to communicate that this person is available to rent for a weekend of yachting, typically worth about $30,000 for the party, and this is a blind item about Meghan Markle.
Most of Meghan Markle's yacht girl pics have been scrubbed from the internet, but I did manage to find a few. So this is essentially a compilation of what still exists on the internet of Meghan Markle as a yacht girl. So there's an ongoing rumor that Meghan Markle did meet Prince Andrew before she met Prince Harry yachting. So according to the guy Marcus Anderson, who is notorious for being the one to set up the blind date between Harry and Meghan, photos exist of Meghan Markle and Andrew on a yacht in Thailand. You can pause to read. This is further details about Meghan's alleged yacht girl antics. But don't be fooled by these old photos. A lot of people on the internet like to pretend that that's Meghan Markle and Prince Andrew. It's not.
Now, another celebrity I've been dying to talk about is Sky Jackson, because a lot of people believe that her mother put her up to this. We've got hella blind items about her. Speaking of sugar daddies, this former Disney actress who has been yachting since before she was old enough to drive has not worked on her acting skills that much because of all the money she was making. Now she wants to act, but no one will hire her because she isn't that great.
There have been many blind items alleging that Sky Jackson...
I saw clips of her acting, and it is bad. Granted, I've never actually seen her in a movie or show. I just haven't. I know that she's popular because of social media, but I haven't actually seen any of her work. So seeing that clip of her acting, I was surprised. Apparently it was a clip from something that she was on, and her acting was really bad.
Jackson has been yachting since she was a young teen, and that her parents were encouraging this. Here's a new blind item that is allegedly about her, and I do want to make it clear that if this is true, then she is a victim since this began when she was a child, and we should in no way be blaming or shaming her for this. This former Disney actress was already yachting by the time she hit 15. Her family knew that is when she would make the most bucks. Their plan was to save it, but they spent it as fast as it came in. And again, this is allegedly Sky Jackson.
Can you imagine your parents putting you up for that? I mean, I hope if that is true, Sky Jackson one day exposes her mother. This blind item reads, there was an event this weekend and the former Disney actress who is not old enough to drink yet and who was dating a 30-year-old man when she was 14 attended the event with a man in his 50s. Her mom forces her to do this to try to land someone rich. Her mom does the same thing, but knows the daughter has the best shot. If her mother's putting her up to that, then shame on her. That is just disgusting. And if her mom's trying to do the same thing, I mean, that is just problematic. One One person commented, her tacky mom probably encouraged it. Another person asked, you'd think she'd sell her own daughter out like that? Then this person replied, Azalea Ben said her mom was pimping her out.
Never, ever, ever in my life yachted or have done anything sexually for money. Especially now when I was 15, because y'all keep saying under these videos, when I was 15, I started doing this. Absolutely not. That is not something that I stand for. Two, y'all are bringing my parents into it.
I kind of believe her.
That my parents allow it and me and my mom do this together. I think it's very sick.
She's very sassy, and one thing about really sassy women, they're quick to be like, get away from me. Because I would call myself a sassy woman, I guess. I mean, to a certain degree. Anyway. But, yes, and I could fucking never, okay? I'd rather have 50 jobs than lay with a crusty, busted old man. Like, in any of my days, in any of my years, at any age. You know, I could fucking never. So, I kind of believe her when she's saying this, to be honest.
It's extremely sick to see these rumors. I'm looking at these pages, and it's videos about other celebrities and some people that I know, and it's not true. I know these people personally. I would like these rumors of the whole yachting situation. My mama don't play that. Okay? My mom has been in my life my whole life. She's actually protected me from creeps in this world.
I believe
that pay to do things with underage girls, okay?
Now, I will hear you out, Sky, but one thing about that one video, I cannot get over how her hands are covering her mouth the entire time. And I studied psychology in college, and we did learn a little bit about body language. And this right here, you are covering your mouth when you're lying. You see people on TikTok getting pulled over by the police, and they're all like, "Oh no, I wasn't drinking tonight. Oh no." I mean, I can't say one way or another, but I didn't feel like she was really confident in her response. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below.
I believe it. I don't know. I believe it. I feel like Sky is a lot of things, but listening to her response, I don't think she was a yacht girl. It's not giving that. But yeah, like I said, and she's even saying that, and some of the other girls y'all are accusing of, I know them personally, and no, that's not the case. I do believe that some of those women were just actually partying with rich people because they know rich people with yachts. So, there is also a thing that, rich people just want to party in an innocent manner without there being, prostitution involved. Or at least with their friends. They probably, engage in that in their own time. But, when they got their rich friends, they're like, okay, yeah, we lit. We hanging out, having a good time. So there's that. But yeah, this whole yachting idea is very sick because I do know some of these women be getting shitted on, and that's wild. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. Let me know what other videos you've been watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.